Can chemistry determine the course of history? 1945, Japan. Two nuclear explosions devastate Hiroshima and Nagasaki, doing what 6 years of fighting could not do: end the Second World War. Who would have thought that its reason would be one of the smallest structures known to man, the atom? If you are a lover of science history like me, then you are going to love today's show, because we will be stepping into the shoes of all those wonderful minds who led the way into the subatomic world and discovered what lay within. No history of the subatomic world can begin without the man who is considered the father of atomic theory, John Dalton. In the early 1800s, this Englishman published papers that suggested that the atom was the ultimate particle of matter, which could not be further broken into smaller particles. A revolutionary finding for its time, Dalton's atomic theory was able to explain the laws of conservation of mass and constant composition. However, his theory did have limitations. It could not explain the results of many experiments like the production of static electricity, which is actually the flow of electrons. Those answers would come a few decades later with the groundbreaking finding: atoms were not the smallest unit of matter after all. In 1830, Michael Faraday was working in the field of electricity and magnetism. That's when one of his experiments showed results that proved there was more to the atom than was earlier believed. In the exams, you could be asked what exactly his experiment was all about. So let's find out. As we mentioned, Faraday used a cathode ray discharge tube. This is basically a glass tube with electrodes that are made of metal plates. When high voltage is applied between the electrodes, current begins to flow from the cathode to the anode. This flow of current is checked by coating the area behind anode with a fluorescent material which glows when exposed to radiations like X-rays, UV rays, etc. Faraday's experiment showed that cathode rays started from the cathode and moved towards the anode. These rays were not visible themselves, but their effects were observed thanks to fluorescent materials. In electric and magnetic fields, cathode rays behave like negatively charged particles, and thus it was suggested that cathode rays are made of negatively charged particles. These particles were called electrons. Characteristics of cathode rays do not depend on material of electrodes or the nature of the gas used.